Stephanie, would you mind telling me exactly what you're doing with my husband?
Excuse me? Oh, hello there, Angie. What am I doing with your husband? I'm not sure what you mean.
I mean, what are you doing in my house with my husband Steve at this very moment?
Uh-oh. I guess you're home already, huh?
Yes, I finished my work a lot sooner than I thought I would, so I left work about an hour earlier than usual and I just got home.
Uh-oh. Well, looks like we're busted.
You don't seem to be very worried about being caught like this.
Well, I guess you could say that I'm a little surprised. But just so you know, Steve and I are super duper deeply in love with each other. You know what he told me just a few minutes ago? That he's way happier with a beautiful woman like me than an old ugly hag like you. And besides, I always knew that if I got caught, I could just divorce my husband and poof, problem solved.
Do you really think you can get away with what you're doing that easily?
Of course I do. Steve already said that he'd pay for my lawyer and any damages I had to pay to my husband for cheating on him.
Ah, I see. So that's why you seem so flippant right now. I guess that would make sense. Steve's family is pretty wealthy after all.
I know, right? And this gorgeous house that me and Steve are going to live in together is his, which means it's mine too now.
Well, yeah, it was his family's house.
And now it's gonna be our family's house.
Not that I care, but how long are you planning to stay in there?
Uh-oh, are you gonna try to kick me out now? You can be patient and wait for us to be done, okay? You came home before we were finished.
Aren't you forgetting something? It's summer vacation. School is out right now.
Well, yeah, but so what?
So our daughter, who was playing at her friend's house today, is going to be coming home any moment now, and I am not about to allow my daughter to see her own father messing around with the mother of one of her classmates. Do I make myself clear?
Oh man, what a spoil sport.
Are you dressed right now?
Yeah, I got it. Don't rush me. Hey, wait a minute. I'm looking all around the room, but I can't find Steve's or my clothes anywhere.
Sorry about that. I found your clothes strewn about the living room floor, so I took the liberty of throwing them out into the yard.
You what? What were you thinking?
I was thinking that I didn't want you running away from me.
Ugh, you are super bitter about this, huh? Fine, I won't run away. I'm just gonna go home, so hurry up and give me my clothes back.
Well, I'm terribly sorry to tell you, but that's not gonna happen.
Huh? What is your problem? Why not?
I've known about your relationship with my husband for a little over half a year now.
Wait, you knew? Then, wait a minute, just a little bit ago you were acting like you didn't know. You asked me what I was doing with your husband, but you knew? What was that all about?
Oh, that? Oh, that was just me buying time and stringing you along while I waited for everyone to arrive.
Everyone? Who's everyone?
Everyone. Steve's parents and your parents are with me, and we're about to come inside.
What?
If you don't mind, could you at least cover yourself up with a blanket or towel? And not my good blankets, please.
What is going on, Angie? Ugh, thanks a lot, Angie. I am in a world of trouble now, thanks to you.
Wow, I'm surprised you texted me so soon.
Oh yeah? And what about you? Are you already at your parents' house or whatever?
Yeah, I just got to my folks' house with my daughter a little bit ago.
Well, good for you. While everyone was tearing into Steve and me, you were just putzing around packing up your suitcase. Man, that was some tribunal. They were really ticked at us. But it was all worth it to watch your miserable self walking out of our beautiful mansion, sad and alone. And since the dust is settled, I'm already back in our mansion enjoying some sweetie, lovey-dovey time with my Steve. There's no one to get between us anymore, so we can do anything and everything we want, whenever we want. This is the best.
You seem to be pretty happy with yourself right now, but did you really think that this was all over already?
Do we really need to go through this again? I just told you. Steve is gonna pay me for my lawyer and whatever damages I have to pay you, okay? What is there for me to be worried about? Oh, Steve told me to tell you that he'll just wire a lump sum payment to your account whenever our lawyers come to a settlement.
I was already going to demand that, so he's not going to be able to appear to come out on top of this by pretending he offered to do it beforehand.
What? Oh my god, you are such a bitter old hag. Man, I am so happy I'm not ugly and alone like you.
Keep it coming, Stephanie. Say whatever you'd like to me. Nothing you can say will hurt me.
Oh, we'll see about that. I am about to do all the things for my Steve that you never did for him.
Have fun.
Oh, trust me, we're gonna have lots of fun. Way more fun than he ever had with you. And we're gonna do it in your house, on your bed. Oops, it's not your house anymore, is it?
Oh, good gracious, I'm so very, very sad. So very sad. Absolutely devastated. How will I recover?
I'm more worried about how I'm gonna recover after tonight with Steve. Good morning! Did you sleep well? I didn't. I've got more great news for you. I'm pregnant, and it's Steve's baby.
Wow, that certainly is an incredible thing.
Right? I was feeling kind of sick this morning, and I thought maybe it was because of our fun last night, but I got a test, and it was positive. It's almost scary how this is going exactly like I planned it.
Planned?
Yep, it was my plan all along to get pregnant with Steve's baby so I could get my hands on this fabulous house and all of Steve's money. Now all that's left is for you to divorce Steve, and I'll get everything I wanted. And now your part in my little plan is finished, so you can go ahead and just disappear forever.
I see. Well, thanks for that, Stephanie. Now I can finally get divorced.
Huh?
Ugh, I have been so sick and tired of that pathetic loser for so long. You can have him. Oh, and by the way, you should hurry up and get ready to get out of that house as soon as possible.
What are you talking about? I'm not leaving. Why would I leave? This luxurious mansion is going to be our little love nest now. I know you're bitter and everything, but seriously, you're getting to be just plain pathetic. Angie, what's going on here? I just got told that we have to be out of this house by tomorrow. Did you know something about this? What did you do, Angie?
Didn't you know? That house is going to be put up for sale.
The house is getting sold? But why? Tell me what you did right now.
Calm down, Stephanie. I didn't do anything.
I don't believe you. But none of this makes sense. The house belongs to Steve, doesn't it? How could someone just put his house up for sale without permission? You better start explaining what the hell is going on here and fast.
First of all, you're wrong about one thing. That house isn't Steve's.
What?
Actually, that's Steve's grandfather's house. His name is on the title and everything.
Wait. His grandpa?
Yeah, his grandparents are currently living in their vacation house in Florida, where they moved after he retired about 20 years ago. He was worried the house would start to fall apart if it was left unoccupied, so he allowed us to live there on the condition that we would make sure it was well taken care of.
Then you lied to me. You told me it was Steve's house.
Scroll up, Stephanie. I said no such thing. I told you it was his family's house. I never said it was Steve's house.
Oh.
You see, it's not my fault that you interpreted what I said incorrectly.
I don't believe this!
It seems like they already have a buyer lined up, and they're planning to bring in the construction crew to start on some renovations in 2 days.
2 days?
Yep, and if you're still there, that's gonna cause a lot of trouble for the real estate company and the workers. So I would recommend you getting your stuff out of there as soon as possible.
This is the worst. I have never been so miserable in my entire life. Why is this happening to me? I don't deserve any of this.
Ugh, what do you want now, Stephanie? Our divorce has already been finalized, and I already got my lump sum payments for child support and your affair, so I have no more reason or desire to speak to either of you ever again.
We packed up our stuff and got out of our house, but we had nowhere else to go, so we went over to Steve's parents' house, and they wouldn't let us in.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. They made it pretty clear that they never want to see Steve or you ever again.
But it gets worse. Then we tried going to my parents' house, and they wouldn't let us stay with them either.
You probably should have seen that coming too, after, well, everything that you did.
After that, we only had one more hope. We tried going to Steve's grandpa's place down in Florida. After all, I'm absolutely gorgeous, and I'm pregnant with his grandchild, so I figured that he would have to help us out. But when we said who we were on the intercom, he ignored us, locked the gate, and shut all the blinds on his house.
Well, Steve's grandpa was in the Marines, and you know their motto? Always faithful? It doesn't surprise me that he'd shut you out after both of you betrayed your families, even if you are beautiful and pregnant with his great-grandchild.
Why? Why is everyone turning their backs on me? Why are they all taking your side? I'm beautiful and stylish. You're ugly and you don't even get your nails done. I should be the one with a rich husband, not you.
What?
I mean, just think about it. Who would a wealthy and powerful executive want on their arm at a party? Me or you? The choice is obvious. I even got my hair done, just like those women on Real Housewives.
Wait a minute.
Whatever, screw all of them. I'll just have Steve buy a luxury penthouse suite for me. That will show them who's boss. I'll look out the window of my luxurious apartment with a glass of expensive wine in my hand and laugh at all the pathetic little people down below.
Stephanie, Steve's not an executive. He's a mid-level employee.
What?
He's not the company president.
Why not? He's the former president's son, isn't he? Who else would they give the job to?
Well, yeah, our company has a pretty strict meritocratic system in place. They don't allow nepotism. By the way, I'm actually the head of the department Steve was working in.
You?
But in any case, it came out that he'd been messing around with his mistress while he was supposed to be working remotely, so he got fired the other day. Didn't you notice I said the department he was working for in past tense? I thought it was obvious.
He got fired? And what's this about a mistress? He told me I was the only one for him, and now I hear he's messing around with another woman?
No, Stephanie, that's not what I meant. You were the mistress who he got fired over.
Me?
Well, duh. Think about how often the two of you have been seeing each other these last several months. Don't you think it's odd that he could spend so much time with you during the day? He was on the clock the whole time.
So, you're saying that I...
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Your affair with Steve is the reason he's now unemployed. Though to be fair, Steve is an adult and should know better than to fool around with his mistress while he's on the clock. Actually, he should just plain know better than to have a mistress, period, but that's another story.
No way.
another thing. His little stunt where he agreed to pay for the affair and child support in one lump sum payment. Well, thanks to that, his savings have been completely wiped out. And seeing as though his parents are in the process of writing him out of their will, I think you'd better abandon any hopes of accompanying Steve to any high-class parties as a trophy wife for the foreseeable future. Oh my god! There's no point in even being with him anymore! I'll just have to get back together with my ex-husband. Do you actually think he'll take you back? Why wouldn't he? You are currently pregnant with the child of the man you were having an affair with. What self-respecting man would ever take back someone like you? Seriously, get real. Oh, your other children are all staying with your husband too, and it seems like none of them want anything to do with you anymore. This can't be happening. I had the perfect plan. Everything was going right. I was supposed to get the pampered life. I deserve the pampered life. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to take a shower. Here's what happened to the two of them after they got kicked out of their house. In their search for a new place to live, they first went to Steve's parents and then to Stephanie's parents and got turned down by both. After that, they tried going all the way to Florida to beg Steve's grandpa for help, again, unsuccessfully. That's a cross-country trip, so I have no doubt that between travel expenses, food, and lodging, they must have spent around $1,000 to get there. Neither of them have jobs. What were they thinking, spending that much? Unbelievable. After that, they had no choice but to lower their standard of living and move into an old, run-down apartment downtown. Apparently, there are more rats living there than people. Oof, yikes. Now, while both of their parents have officially cut them out of their lives, they're apparently still keeping an eye on them. After all, this isn't just about the two of them anymore. There's also their baby to be worried about. My understanding is that their parents will ensure that the baby, who is the only innocent party, will be taken care of, even if that means eventually having to remove the baby from Steve and Stephanie's custody.
I'm divorcing you. We've been together for 10 years, but I've reached my limit.
Why? I don't understand.
Lately, everything about you is like an old lady. I feel sick when I'm with you.
What?
Your face has wrinkles and spots and you've gained weight, right? You're completely an unattractive old woman.
I'm already 40 and my looks may have changed, but you're no different than me.
I'm different from you because I'm always seen younger than my actual age. An old woman like you doesn't belong to me.
I can't believe you're trying to divorce me because of such a reason.
Everyone has their own reasons for breaking up, right?
I don't think many people break up because of changes in looks.
Anna, even at 34 years old, she's still pretty and beauty conscious. You two look so different that no one can tell you guys are sisters.
Why are you suddenly talking about my sister? She has nothing to do with this.
We're dating.
What?
We met by chance in town last year. We've been close since then.
That's cheating.
To be clear, I'm not dating Anna just for fun. After I divorce you, I'm planning to marry her.
Are you serious?
Oh, the moving company's here.
Don't tell me you're moving out of the house.
Of course I'm moving out. This apartment is rented under your name. There's no reason for me to stay here.
You're so selfish.
No matter what you say, you can't change my mind.
I've got a business meeting today, but I'm coming home as soon as I finish work. Wait for me until I get home.
That's impossible. The moving company has a tight schedule, you know.
You can't just leave without even a discussion.
Shut up. I'll leave the divorce papers in the living room. Fill them out and go file them on your next day off. Bye.
I'm not done talking. After that, I texted and called him many times, but he never replied nor answered my calls. I finished work early and went back to my house, but all his stuff was gone. We had been married for 10 years. Although my husband was a bit free-spirited, I thought we were having a good time together. My heart was completely broken by my husband's cruel actions, and I ended up signing the divorce papers. I went to submit them the next day. I thought I'd be able to get over this with some time, but it didn't go that easy.
Was yesterday your father's funeral? I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm busy with all the formalities related to my father. I still haven't been able to grab lunch even though it's almost 3 p.m.
It's not easy being the eldest daughter. Good luck with that.
Why the hell did you contact me? You ignored all my texts and calls and ran away from me for 3 years without even paying alimony.
I've been too busy enjoying my life as a newlywed with Anna. Oh, it's still not too late to send us a wedding gift, you know.
Who would give a wedding gift to a cheating bastard like you? Anyways, just tell me the reason why you texted me after all these years.
Don't be so mad. I did switch to your sister, but I thought I'd let you do your job as my wife.
What are you talking about? We're strangers now.
But we were once married and you know my parents well. So you shall take care of my mom with dementia.
Your mother?
She hasn't been feeling well lately, so she had a full checkup. As a result, she was diagnosed with a mild cognitive dysfunction.
She was in such good health when I last saw her.
She says she was going to live in a senior living facility so as not to bother us, but that facility was more luxurious than I thought.
So your mother couldn't afford it?
Mom says she could take care of the money somehow, but I'm sure she's trying to use my dad's inheritance. I can't let that happen.
Why not? If that's something your mom inherited, she has the right to do whatever she wants with it.
My dad was an investor. He made a fortune.
Your father mentioned that his job could be done from home, but I didn't know he was an investor. But I don't see any problems using that money for your mother's facility.
If mom uses this inheritance to get into that nice facility, there won't be much money left when the time comes for me to inherit it. That's why I don't want her to use that money.
You are so selfish.
Anna and I don't want to spend our time taking care of her. That's why you were chosen for this job.
How selfish can you be? I'm sure your mother won't agree to this.
She's already waiting outside your house with the suitcase.
What?
I told her that you were willing to take care of her. She was overjoyed. So I dropped her off at your place a few minutes ago.
I never agreed to this.
But you and mom got along great when we were married. You guys used to go shopping together regularly.
I like your mother, but that doesn't mean I can take care of her.
Her condition is still mild, so you can have a pretty much normal conversation with her. I'm sure you can handle it.
You know that I'm feeling down with losing my dear father, don't you? How much more do you want me to suffer?
Don't act like a tragic heroine. Deep down, I know you must be happy that you got to inherit a lot of money from your father.
How do you know about that?
Anna told me. Your mother died when you were young, right? Your father raised you guys on his own all these years, and he worked hard to save up a lot of money for his precious daughters.
That's true, but...
And the amount he saved is $200K. According to Anna, you're going to get it all, right?
That's right. It seems he had a lawyer prepare a will before his death.
We got a call from that lawyer yesterday. He said Anna won't be able to inherit a single penny. Your father is a terrible person.
He was furious at her for cheating with you. That's one of the reasons he wouldn't let her inherit the money.
I don't care about that. We are going to take it all.
Huh?
Actually, Anna's at her parents' house now. She's searching for the inheritance.
What?
No need to be surprised. Anna has a key too.
How could she try to steal the money when she didn't even show up for the funeral? I cannot believe you guys.
Oh, I just got a text from Anna. She says she found the money.
Oh no.
She found the safety deposit box in her father's study. The 200K cash was in it.
How did she open it? I thought the passcode was only written in the will.
There was a note on the back of the safety deposit box. It said, "It's going to be a challenge to withdraw money from the bank without me, so I'm keeping the cash in this box." And the code was also written on it.
I didn't check the back of the box.
Your dad's an idiot.
He was just worried about me. Don't you dare insult my father.
Whatever. Now we can have a luxurious life.
Stop messing around that house. If she's not gonna leave, I'll call the police.
Anna is your family. The police won't come unless she did something big enough to get on the news.
I'm heading to my parents' house right now. I will never forgive you and Anna.
You can hate us all you want, but you're not gonna get this money back. How's mom doing? Is it almost time for her to go to heaven?
How could you say such things?
I'm an only child. If mom dies, all the inheritance will be mine. What's wrong with longing for it?
She's your own mother who raised you up. I can't believe you look forward to your mother's death.
Well, I'm grateful to her, but it was my dad who was the breadwinner. Now my mom is just an old woman with dementia, so I won't miss her even if she's gone.
You're the worst.
No matter what you say, you're just going to sound like a sore loser. Well then, please continue to take care of mom so I can inherit her money.
I'll take good care of your mother.
I'm surprised you aren't speaking back to me.
I'm going to have her live in that luxurious facility starting next month. There's a chance she'll fully recover, so things should be fine.
What?
She'll still have to go to the hospital regularly, so I'll take care of that, since I owe your mother a lot.
What are you talking about? Dementia can never be cured, right?
In your mother's case, it's just a mild cognitive impairment. She has become a little forgetful, but it won't affect her daily life.
It's an early symptom of dementia.
In this condition, it can't be diagnosed as dementia.
Huh?
So with proper treatment and prevention, there's a good chance of full recovery.
No way.
I accompanied her to the regular checkup yesterday. Her doctor told me that since your mother's condition was detected at an early stage, there's a good chance she'll recover.
Then why would you let her live in that facility? She's going to that expensive senior living facility, right?
She had no intention of letting me take care of her.
What?
When you told her that I was willing to take care of her, she thought there was something behind it. She pretended to be more forgetful than she really was and came to my place to figure out what you were up to.
So she tricked me?
And sure enough, she was surprised to know what had happened, since it was completely different from what she had heard from you.
With her forgetfulness, I was sure there'd be no problem no matter what you told her.
Your mother is still in good health, but she's 78 years old and living alone has become a source of anxiety for her. So that's why we've arranged for her to move into a facility.
She's going to use my father's money to pay for it, right?
All you care about is money.
It may be mom's money now, but when she passes away, I'll be inheriting it. I won't allow you guys to waste that money.
Legally, it's true that you'll be inheriting her money, but all the savings she has now was earned by herself, not by your father.
Cut the funny jokes. Mom has always been a housewife.
From what I've heard, your mother was the investor making all the money, while your father was jobless.
What are you talking about?
Right after you were born, your father suddenly quit his job and started living lazily. So your mother decided to invest in stocks as a way to make money at home.
I never heard of such a thing.
She said she tried not to show any sign of her working so that you wouldn't have to worry about anything.
But when I asked Dad about his work, he said he was an investor.
He was lying. He felt ashamed of telling you the truth, being jobless.
Then why didn't she divorce Dad, who was so lazy?
She wanted to, but you and your father had similar personalities and were very close, right? She decided not to divorce him for the sake of you.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Even if the money was earned by Mom, it doesn't change the fact that I'm inheriting it.
Actually, she gave me that money as a living will.
What?
She was pretty angry with you about how you divorced me 3 years ago. But this time, you made her hit the limit.
I'm her own son. It's absolutely ridiculous for her to choose you, a stranger, to inherit her money.
Who was the one longing for his own mother's misfortune?
That's...
And about my father's inheritance you guys stole from me? I'll make sure to have you pay that back.
You don't have to pay that back.
How can you be so sure?
It was your own sister, Anna, who stole it from you. I looked it up on the internet. It's called kinship theft, and the punishment can be waived.
Family members who don't live together are excluded.
Oh.
I've done a lot of research over the past few days. It looks like I can file the criminal charge against Anna, since she doesn't live with me.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true. But if you return all the money you stole, I can let you guys go without making this a police matter.
Anna and I are going on a luxury Europe trip starting tomorrow. We've already paid for the tour, so there's not much left.
I don't care. If you don't want to pay me back, I'll have to call the police.
I'll pay you back. So please don't call the police.
And the alimony that was settled in court 3 years ago. You haven't paid me a penny yet.
Don't make me pay for that too. I can't pay both at the same time.
Actually, I've been preparing to enforce the payment.
Oh no.
The conditions for the property attachment had been met. I'm sure you'll hear from my lawyer soon.
Please stop.
There is no point in running away. I've been told by your mother that I can go all the way to make you take responsibility for what you did. I'll chase you to the ends of the world, so be prepared.
As for the thievery, it's all Anna's doing. You should charge Anna for the 200K. Then I'll manage to pay you alimony at least.
You said you'd do anything to protect her. But now, you're putting all the blame on Anna.
Because it was Anna who actually did it.
But you're the one who encouraged her to steal it, no?
With what evidence?
I just sent Anna the same message, and she told me it was you who planned the robbery in the first place.
What?
She even sent me a screenshot of the conversation with you.
Seriously?
Even if you didn't commit the robbery, it's still a crime to provoke someone to do it. It's called instigator.
No kidding.
So you two better pay me back the 200K and alimony.
I should never have divorced you if this was going to happen.
After that, the two wanted to avoid enforcement, so they paid me a total of 30K in alimony. I also demanded a repayment of my stolen inheritance. I was relieved to receive the money in one lump sum. It seems that they had taken out a debt in order to pay me that money. According to the lawyer, my sister can claim for the infringement of her share of the inheritance. But neither my sister nor my ex-husband seem to know about it, so I'll keep quiet about it. Although Jimmy had a job, they're having a hard time making ends meet. He also became ill due to stress and has recently taken a leave of absence. They can barely survive day to day. My sister also started working at a sketchy bar to pay off her debts. However, she is not making as much money as she would like. I heard that she got into a relationship with the bar owner to negotiate her salary, and things got messy between her and Jimmy. Karma gets back to you, I believe. I had a painful experience, but I would like to live peacefully from now on.